Is it going? There we go. Here it is. All right, what's up, fellas? So, get you in here. Ooh, I've kind of took my time. I stalled well with the holidays and everything. I hope everybody did have a good Christmas and New Year's. I make my best decisions when I sit and think on it. So, sat back, thought about it, and man, I tell you what, I am so on board with these K cars. Now, look, there's a lot. Okay, a lot of people say that they're never even going to hit the roads. Who cares? Who cares? So what? If we build them, that's jobs, that's money we're bringing in, that's income, it's revenue, right? That's good. That's positive for the country. That's all that matters. This is going to be a very good precedent setting. Turn my mic up. This is going to be very good precedence setting for the auto manufacturers. If you think about it in the long run, this could be. Now, all this is going to be speculation. I'm just kind of playing it out in my mind years down the road. I just kind of did the Google AI overview or whatever of what is a K car. And let me make it bigger here. Well, actually, never mind. I'll just pull myself out. So what I found was everybody knows they're tiny little cars. So 11.2 feet long. Keep in mind, a Dodge Challenger is 19 feet. So not quite, a little over half of a Dodge Challenger. Four-seater. It's going to be a little car. Engine max of 660 cc displacement. 63 horsepower. Now, look, this is America. We have side-by-sides that have more power than that, okay? So, obviously, if these things do hit American streets, don't let these specs, the physical dimension specs are going to be what matters, but that's not the way we rock over here in the States. Like I said, a max passenger of 772. That's going to have to change. This is America, man. Everyone chain swallows cheeseburgers and gets less than 5,000 steps a day. That 63 horsepower ain't going to cut it over here. So, it's going to be. These things are great. They're fuel efficient, and this kind of takes me back to like when the smart car came on the scene, and everybody was all. Women loved it because, isn't it cute? A lot of people in urban settings, like downtown settings, where like parking spaces are tiny, alleyways. When you're cutting down, you got, I can't remember what they call those reduced size lane, compact parking. There's a lot of advantages if they do come to the States. But here's the thing. Is they're going to create waves and they're going to be kind of a market disruptor, and I love them for this. They're going to be small, cheap, easy to produce. And when you bring those three things in, usually one word wraps that up, and that's simple. The tech is going to be simple in these things. Now, do they have the option to bring? Depends on what chip they're going to make these things with. But if they're selling these things, especially building them here and then mass produce or kicking them out of the States and selling them worldwide, these things are not going to be all that technologically advanced if we decide to keep them here. Now everyone's saying, all these laws and regulations and everything. Look, that's old mindset. If that's the mentality that you're going to have and keep in the next 3 years, you're in for a wild ride. Buckle up. Because if you haven't noticed within the past 6 months, laws. Okay, let's talk suppressors for like my guns. We got forced reset triggers. So you really don't need a machine gun really anymore. Suppressors. Okay, everybody was freaking out over suppressors. Up until like the 30s that you could, they were pretty much, you had to have them or whatever. All they do is suppress sound. But yet everyone freaks out like they're something, some assassin. They see them in a movie and all of a sudden people get they demonize them in their head and they get all thoughts about them and everything. Government sees it as a way to make money, put a tax stamp on. I was been talking all my life as far as like the NFA, tax stamps, $200. $200 back in the 1930s when they created this tax stamp was a lot. It's never going to. You know how many times I've heard that in my life? If it's a tax, the government's never going to let go of it. We're one lawsuit away from having it going. It's now $0, which makes it a registry. They got multiple lawsuits on it. Lawyers are like, there's blood in the water. Sharks circling. It's just a matter of time. It's just a rule. This is just another regulation. And if you don't think that things can change, think again. So I'm very excited for this, simply because a couple of videos back, I was saying auto manufacturers are pretty much just placating and catering to the people that are, the highest bidder. So they want to make the least amount of cars as possible, the smallest quantity, but they want to pack the most options in them so they can charge the most margin for them. Now, as a business sense, I don't blame them. You can't blame them because you're making more money for doing less work. I get it, but it gets to be a runaway train, roller coaster with no brakes, right? And that's exactly where these K cars are going to have their chance to come in and kind of chop that off at the knees. I think that these things are going to be great. I see a lot of people, those little Honda Insights, Honda Fits, the tiny car market. I mean, there is a demand for them. There is a need for them. I mean, simply because think about it, there's a lot of people, especially now more than ever, there's going to be businesses being started, developed, big businesses, little businesses. You might not need an Escalade fully packed to, run parts around town, make deliveries, do this, do that. You just need a truck, right? Boom, here you go. This is going to be a disruptor that will, in percentages for the bean counters, they're going to see where the sales really are. When the rubber hits the road and the people start demanding, they stop buying all the amenities and the luxuries and the little doodads and the bells and whistles. And when they start slamming VIN plates on freaking cars, on chassis, and sending them out the door with no options, and that's what people are voting with their money and buying, I think that this is where it's going to take the market. I think they're not going to have a choice. They're not going to have a choice. And I think that's great. That's good. That's good news for us because that's going to bring, I'll just put it to you like this. A Scat Pack was never worth $60,000 until the Hellcat became, they put a little alligator skin sticker on the roof, and all of a sudden that one was worth $200,000, right? Does anybody remember when the Hellcat came in? It was $59.99, and I think with a large deposit down, I think it was like $8,000 or something. You could have a Hellcat for like $599 a month. Crazy. But in order for us to get back to that mentality and that way of thinking, this where everybody has to get the ruler out and measure their wang as far as who's got the biggest wallet and trying to outdo each other. That's pretty much why I started driving junk. I was just sitting here thinking, and I'm like, I drive a 2002 Grand Prix, 300,000 miles, and I love it. I love it because the thing is I have the ability to fix my own stuff, right? Why am I sitting here spending insane money on a payment for a car? That is it nice? Yeah, but it's not that nice. And I've had this car for 5 years, paid for. It does nothing but work for me. It's awesome. I love it. It's kind of got a little bit more charm to it now. And if I wreck it, who cares, man? I gave $150 for it. So that's kind of the way I'm going anymore. I'm starting to see things through a value lens, and this is where the K cars are really starting to appeal to me more and more and more the more I think about them. The one thing that really baffled me was like over in Europe, they couldn't sell the ZL11 Elite simply because of the canards. They said it was a hazard. You could clip somebody's shin or something. That's crazy. These stupid little safety rules, something's got to change. And I think now is the time, if it's ever going to change, now's the time we're going to get it. And I think that these K cars, if they do come into production, like I said, this is all speculation, but the thing is it's about mindset and perspective. And I think that if we can get some of these safety changes made, like think about it. The Porsche GT, that's the reason that thing's worth $2 million today. simply because Porsche can't make it. They can't, even if they wanted to, no matter, if money was no object, they can't duplicate that because the law won't allow it. So that's why, like, the Viper got discontinued. I rumor was, and I didn't follow up with anybody to validate or confirm it, but no curtain airbags. Can't have it on the road. But I mean, if you talk to any of these engineers and these developers that actually produce these vehicles that go through the R&D process, there's physical dimensions as far as like just where they're building rigidity into the chassis of these cars today. Safety, wheelbase, length, the styling, everything has to fit into a certain packaging size, and it has to conform to a certain specification. And I'm just saying, this is the time now to where this might be able to just bend and break all the rules, and we might be able to have like a reset. I don't know for sure, but I'm just saying, if anything's going to, if there's ever going to be a period in time to where we can have a chance at reclaiming any of that back, just like we rewound the cafe standards back, this might be moving forward into the near future. This might be it. So K cars, I like them, man. I like them. The little trucks, they might serve a pretty good purpose. You just have to wait and see. I'm going to speculate, if you need to haul more than anything, maybe a case of ping pong balls, or if you wrap that 63 horsepower up to, I think, what did they cap these things out at, like 50, 60 miles an hour or something? They're not very fast, but we all know this is America, man. That's not going to last for long. But you hit anything bigger than a squirrel, you're done. It's over. So just get that through your mind. You have to know what you're buying if they're allowing these things on the street. I got my ear to the ground on this one. I'm watching. I'm hoping. I don't know. But it'll be cool. It'll be really cool to see. All they have to do, make an executive order, give the green light. We're stomping on rules. And it's a lot of stupid rules. Come on. I mean, let's be honest. Let's cut the crap. Let's be honest. We all know that these rules are stupid. Some of them, no, they're dumb. Yeah. Sorry. Bye. I'm happy. I'm happier more than ever. There's a lot of things that we just need to get past. There's no good replacement into the future for the technology of which they're trying to phase out. I'm full in favor for these K cars. I can't wait to see what's going to come in the future. I hope we get something else that's going to bring the demand down. Well, it's something else that's going to put a lower specification of technology or a lower classification of technology in the spotlight, because that's what people are demanding. That's what people are wanting. The car makers know it. They're trying to hold out, playing keep away. Pay it, pay up, pay up, pay up. Everything's pay up. And the way that people pay up anymore, everybody finances everything. It's got to stop. Everybody knows it. Everybody's tapped. And I think it's time to get back to simpler things. So tell me if I'm wrong, if I missed something. If you got your own perspective, put it in the comments. Let's go. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Like the video on your way out, please. It really helps us out. Subscribe if you haven't. Catch you guys on the next one. We'll see ya.